Alright fellas, here we are back on Pokemon Masters, and so tomorrow we're getting, well, I guess this video, when it goes up, we got the reset of Legendary Gauntlet, right? And I figured I'd go ahead and make another 10 free runs for players, or at least very low, not very low investment, but lower investment. I want to say that when I loaded all of these into the website, I did not adjust the move levels, and I also did not adjust the level of investment. Like BP Rose here says it's a 4-star, well, mine's 5-star. I just wanted to make sure that was known. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and I guess look at these teams, because I want to do a little bit of an overview for them before I actually run the battles, right? That's how I tend to do these. I will not be voicing over the battles. I will just post them and all in a sequence, and I'll probably put in timestamps. Anyway, so first run, Maylene, Marshall, and Lodge Blue versus Registeel. This is a pretty simple setup. You flinch them with blue, buff speed and stats, and buff speed and do damage with Maylene. You tank with Maylene because she's got Drain Punch damage, and then Marshall is your main damage dealer. You can get lucky with the stagger on Marshall. You may not want to bring it in case you don't have like the investment. Of course, building full investment, you could pick up Honor Roll on Marshall, Honor Roll on Maylene if you want to, and Blue's mostly full investment anyway. Again, he's able to buff defense and speed to handle Registeel. Registeel's gimmicks is defense debuffing and, defense and special defense buffing to where you have to debuff them or it takes a lot less damage. So try and flinch it through that special defense buffing stage, and if you can't, that's fine. You can probably handle it anyway. And the defense debuffing is pretty easy. Maylene can cover that for the most part, and if you need to, Marshall also can. So it's not too bad of a setup. And again, you can run better lucky skills. I also did not put in good lucky skills. I did not use gear on these teams. I did not use lucky skills. I did not use Support EX unless... No, I just didn't use Support EX at all, except for Sycamore, actually. One run I did use Sycamore, but that run it did not matter, and we'll go into that later. So, yeah, again, these setups are made easier with gear, better lucky skills, and better grids, because, again, these are relatively minimalist grids, right? Second setup against Azelf was... Agatha, Cheryl, BP Cheryl, and BP Rose. This was a waste of BP Cheryl, frankly, because Agatha just sleep chains Azelf the whole time, so her amazing defensive utility is pretty wasted here. But either way, again, Agatha just spams sleep. It doesn't matter, just all she needs is the ability to guarantee sleep via Pinpoint Entry 1 and accuracy plus 10 tile. You could also just give her Troublemaker, right? That could help, and then you just might not have to invest in her grid at all if you want to. I think she has Vigilance? I don't know why this says Vigilance. I may have accidentally rolled Vigilance on her, or she may have had something useless. Either way, I think I might have just forgot to take it out. Anyway, yeah, so no really important lucky skills. Again, gear and better lucky skills will make this run easier, even though this one's actually really easy. You mostly just nuke with Rose. It's pretty simple. Debuff enemy defense, nuke with Rose, and make big abuse of the free moves next he gets via Infliction freebie from his passive skills. Next one against Cobalion is Silver, BP Surge, and Skyla. Skyla is the team defensive tank, right? Vigilance was important for her because the heightened crit rate of Stone Edge, meaning she was get crit constantly. She's also rock weak, so she will not be handling those Stone Edges very well. So you do have to play around that. Get the defense, the trainer with NPR for the defense buffs and speed buffs, and potion NPR to also be able to handle the healing, right? Silver, you could also pick up Solar Flare on him if you wanted to. My runs went pretty well to the point of where I actually maintained Sun on his sync moves for the most part. So you could pick up Solar Flare for extra damage, but I just opted not to. Fast Tracks, Grammy Speed, Inertia, those are his main damaging multipliers. Spam Sacred Fire, because you don't have to run Dauntless. You could if you wanted to, though, but this team also buffs attack, so you wouldn't have any special attack buffs if you want to run Overheat. Then BP Surge was our main. He was paralyzing Cobalion because you have to status Cobalion in order to actually do damage to it. Yeah, you have to have a status condition on Cobalion to do damage. Paralysis is what it is most susceptible to, so bringing one of those is good. Thunderwave and attack buffs for the nuke on Silver, as well as Sacred Fire is the best way to handle it. Also, he buffs crit for Silver as well, because Silver can't max his crit without the grid expansion. Well, or without Train of NPR, I guess. And if you have Silver's grid expansion, that just makes it easier, right? Again, Registeel here. Riley, Nanu, BP Morty. BP Morty is the main tank. He buffs defenses by up to +6. He's got aggravation on Astonish for 60% flinch chances. Again, another flinch a lot clear where they effectively can't move. Riley manages Gauge, and again, our main damage dealer. I just picked up Stalwart and Unbending, so his close combats would not debuff his own defense. Nothing really else to it. If you want to make this setup easier, run Bronze Sync 5, Ramming Speed, or something akin to that. That'll make it a lot easier. Or like Max Knuckle, Super Sinker, something like that. It'll be a lot easier. And then Nanu. Nanu's only really good for flinching if you can buff crit, but Morty already handled the flinches, and Nanu was here for dodging, even though he didn't really even get hit, so this is completely unimportant. Nanu is literally a filler character in this run, so it might just be better to straight up like replace him for maybe an attack debuffer if like Registeel's doing too much damage somehow, but it's mostly just flinch luck. And again, I did not use Morty's sync move. I did use Riley's, but Riley's EX was free initially, and I can't really do much about that. But the run didn't matter. The Riley being EX really did not matter that much. It's just a matter of flinches. Getsus, Sycamore, and Drake. My Getsus is also EX'd. I can't really change that. That's just something that has to happen. I don't think it really mattered for the run anyway. The team was pretty tanky for the most part. Sycamore was able to heal up very easily off of Horn Leech. Again, I don't think his support EX really mattered too much. If you do have these characters with their boosts, then of course picking up Kyurem's Glaciate would help. His Gauge Refresh 9, Train of Ramp, well, Sync Freebie honestly probably wouldn't be too bad either. And then Sycamore Impervious to be immune to Azelf's debuffing. The way Azelf works is it's got physical attack, damage reduction on the first half of its bar, and then special damage reduction on the second half. So, and it also debuffs your defenses and special defenses pretty rapidly, so having Impervious on your support helps out a lot. Or again, Stalwart / Unbending, like how Cheryl did. And being able to debuff its stats and just nuke it, because your sync nuke goes through its defensive buffs, or defensive damage reduction. It is pretty simple. Just nuke away with Getsus. Even if Getsus's Glaciates aren't doing a ton of damage, his sync nuke will. And again, you can build the better nuke. You can build the better stuff with the sync nodes, overpower, cold snap if you want to freeze, whatever you want to do. And Drake was literally just here for Team Sharp Entry 1 and defense buffs. Bringing a better healer or better defensive buffer, or maybe like a physical damage dealer or something, would be a lot more effective. This is probably the hardest run I did, was Barry, Blaine, and Janine. It was mostly reliant on evasion or a lot of synthesis NPRs. And also being able to land the paralysis and trap at the right times. You basically have to have trap up constantly for Blaine's sync move, so you do have to worry about that a little bit. And also some potential quad Qs were very helpful for surviving attacks. It was a pretty narrow run, one that took me quite a few attempts. Barry with the Stun Spore, Charging Infliction 2 for Gauge, Synthesis NPR again as stated, Mind Brace for special defense buffs. I meant to go for physical. Okay, I wanted physical attack buffs, or physical defense buffs, so this is actually not even helpful. This entire bit, not helpful at all. Sure, I guess, whatever. Barry, okay. Blaine full nuke here. You could pick up Solar Sync if you wanted some extra. Yeah, you can't really even make it there, though, so you could try picking that up. But for the most part, this is about the best grid you're going to get, with some alternatives, of course. And then Janine, I just went for Shifty Squad, so 30% chance to buff evasion, again, for that dodge. You could also pick up Trainer Move NPR, First Aid 4 for some healing, maybe. There's not really much else to go for, honestly. This is about the best the setup gets. Probably just easier to replace Blaine with a better fire attacker, frankly, like, Signasuit Hilda, if you've got her, or like Signasuit Hilbert, who is currently or going to be rerunning for the Gauntlet banner. Just any better fire damage dealing character would probably be better than Blaine here, as long as you can maintain the status with Barry and keep your gauges up, which Genie can buff speed. Against Registeel, again, we have Bruno, main character in Cobalion, and Ramos. This is another, not flinch run, but sleep run, right? Similar to Agatha, you can't sleep the last bar on Registeel, so it's mostly down to damage at that point, but you've ended up building enough sync buffs towards the end anyway that Registeel's final bar isn't too dangerous. Just focus on keeping your support alive until then to where they can take an attack or two. That's about all there is to it, right? You can debuff defense with the main character, Bruno does the main bits of damage, and then Ramos spams sleep the whole time. It's not too bad. You might run out of gauge a little bit, so if you do, just start using Karate Chop with Bruno and focusing on his sync nuke for damage. It's not that big of a deal. The next setup was Azelf with Alana, Nolan, and MC, the main character in Torchic. This was an extremely stupid setup. Nolan can heal himself. The main character is here to buff crit for the most part, with Train with NPR for the crit buffs, and Alana as well, just as our main support. But I'm pretty sure Alana can just solo the stage as well with the right investment. So that's funny. I did give her Crit Strike too. I don't think it mattered, but I did have it, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I didn't have any more slots left on my lucky skills, so I just gave her Crit Strike 2, or left her with Crit Strike 2, rather. Again, I just didn't want to get rid of it, so yeah. I don't think it mattered, though. And then again, stall run unbending, so you can't get debuffed on your defensive stats. This is a 1 out of 5 grid. You can get these at 1 out of 5. Not that big of a deal. And if you want to make it easier, Tough Cookie for multipliers, Catalytic Cure for HP restoration. Again, Lana, I'm pretty sure, can solo Azelf, so it's not that big of a deal. Nolan's your main form of damage with nuking. Sadly, he does reset his Fury Cutter damage every time he uses his sync move because of how Fury Cutter works, but your sync move is your main form of damage, and then once you hit that half bar threshold to where physical attacks actually do damage, Alana starts pretty much healing back all of the damage she took, and also Nolan can heal his own health with his trainer move here. And the gauge also is not too bad because of the propelling strike, the fast track that Nolan has, the speed buffs, and also main character being able to buff his speed with flame charge. Not bad. Set up with Cobalion here. This is hitting through the enemy gimmicks because the Sunsteel Strike from Lily and the main character can hit through any damage reducing passives. So Cobalion's not Acute Sense is the other one. I don't know how I freaking managed to forget this one. I forget it every single time, but they hit through the passive that has Cobalion has to mitigate damage. And, I mean, there's not really too much to do here. Their nukes suck. If you have Hop's boost, then use his sync nuke. If you've got Lily's EX, then use her EX for the sprint function and also field roll if you do have it. Though be careful about boosting Cobalion's moves under Steel Zone because you could take a lot of damage. And you could also, I also didn't even end up needing the potions for my run from Lily, but I ran them for insurance just in case, Hop may not get NPRs, and you may need that survivability. But for the most part, it's just spamming Sunsteel Strike once you get enough buffs, and Cobalion goes down eventually. And, of course, healing when appropriate. Also picked up Trainer Move NPR on Hop for defense buffs for the team, of course. And the final run was versus Azelf. This is another flinch one. Just flinch with Acerola, buff defense and crit with Giovanni. He also buffs his own speed, so gauge isn't too bad. He's also got potions for that as well. Not gauge, but healing. And then Bugsy is our main nuker, with Blind Spot as his main nuke that he can activate very easily with his evasion. You can also rely on his evasion cheese for survivability. Not too big of a deal. Not that hard. And again, these are minimalist grids. So the best way to enhance these teams is to give the characters gear. That would help, right? Again, these characters can gain like plus 20, 40, 60, 80 in their stats and over 100 in HP if you give them the appropriate gears. And also using like support X characters, giving them good lucky skills. Like Bugsy has Crit Strike 1 here. I just had it available. Crit Strike 2 would have been better. Duh. And of course, you could also just replace these for better characters. Like in this situation, Guzma would have been a better character if you've got him even just at like 3 out of 5, right? Guzma would have been a better character here. For flinchers, there's tons, right? For countering Cobalion gimmicks, you could just bring another Paralyzer and another good Fire-type damage dealer. But of course, the Piercing Blows characters here work pretty well. There's a lot of different ways to handle these stages. These are the free-to-play methods that I brought. If you're having issues, leave comments in the comment section down below, and I'm sure people will help you out. These are just kind of the minimalist strategies that I ended up bringing just to help out people a little bit. I know we get a good bit of rewards now from the story to be able to enhance sync pairs, so people should at least be able to enhance these characters to like level 130-ish or so to be able to do these clears a lot of the time. And if you're struggling, then you can sub out, like for on the fighting stages, you can sub out Marshall for B or something. B hits really hard and has got a good nuke as well with the proper investment. So there's just a lot of different ways to substitute these characters for better characters. This is just kind of reaching for bottom of the barrel in the most part. Use no limited units, use very few general pool units. I guess in terms of limited, I did use Riley and Lily, but both of them had also rerun previously. So, Lily ran for the first time. So, I feel it's fair to use those. And again, if you don't have those, there are better options to bring, or there can be very equivalent options. It's not too big of a deal again. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what I brought for the Legendary Gauntlet free-to-play runs. I'll go ahead and put the videos out, and again, in the description, it'll have each of these runs individually. So, yeah, if you have issues, let me know. Peace.
celebrate this win together!
They were no match for us.
I'll show. I won't lose! I've got this! Good. Right here! I've got this! Do your thing. Right here! Good. Go! Good. Get him! Not yet! I'm just a bit. Not yet! Get him! Now's my chance! Not yet! Get him! Not yet! Get him! Not yet! Go! Good. Let's go! Not yet! Get him! Time to strike! I guess I'll use this. Go! Not yet. Good. Go! Get him! Go! Not yet. Go! Not yet. It's nice being with other trainers. Go! You got this! Take this! Go! made 'em.